This is Eldritch Buds, an actual play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast. What's up, Eldritch Buddies?
Buddies.
Sitting at the virtual table with me today is Scott.
Sneaky, stealthy, and soaking wet. Gabriel Voss.
Wills.
Playing Zed, the sorcerer.
Speedy.
The incredibly upset fighter bard Chode.
And Josh.
Playing Jinxie, the Loxodon druid, who never likes savannah animals from the get-go.
And I'm your marriage counselor for this evening, Connor.
Aren't you a savannah animal?
Yeah, but
No,
like other
he's
savannah
He's a woolly
animals.
mammoth.
He's a woolly mammoth. That is
They are a woolly
anti-savannah.
mammoth.
Yeah, different
Inverse
hemispheres.
savannah. It's like a cold desert.
Yeah, get your hemispheres right, Chode, you dumb idiot.
Technically, it's in both hemispheres.
Previously on Eldritch Buds. On the journey to Capelon, our heroes are attacked by a gang of gnolls and one mighty troll. After slaying the gnolls, the troll becomes enraged and destroys the boat, sending the shipment into the water. With some quick thinking by Cambrio, he manages to save 75% of the cargo from floating downriver. As hope dwindles, Zed, Jinxie, and Chode deal enough damage to the troll to scare it away thanks to some powerful spells and a massive robot cannon. How will our heroes recover? Will they get to Capelon in time? Let's find out.
Well, we pick up after getting slapped around by a two-headed troll and his gnoll friends.
Way to interrupt mammoth talk.
Deciding on whether or not to chase the troll or to lick their wounds, we pick up with the group. Gentlemen, take it away.
Alright. Shut up. That went horribly. We clearly shit the bed here. This was a joke. I've been in so many fights, and that was the worst one I've ever fucking been in. Football, what were you doing? Why were you floating in 6-foot deep water for the whole fucking fight? What the frick, bro?
Jinxie slowly getting out of the water. Just being like, well, we're all still here.
Shut up. I'm not done yet. You shut your mouth.
Still in the water?
This is Chode time. You throw thorns on this fucking log and then do nothing after that. What was the point of what were you doing? Get rid of the thorns. No, I'm not done. This is shut up and listen time. Cambrio, you actually had a bright idea saving the boxes. Good job there, Captain. Hey, Mr. Fireballs over here. Why didn't you just set the log on fire? We could have just gotten out of there instead of having to deal with all this shit. I don't know. Anyways, I guess going forward, I'm gonna have to be an asshole even more so than I normally am. When it comes to fights, we're gonna listen to me's because clearly none of you has ever been in an extreme fight. So, here's the plan. We're gonna get the boxes out of the water, and if we really want to go after that troll, maybe you two stealthy boys can go sneak sit back from him. And then me and Jinxie will just get the boxes out of the water, so that if another barge comes, it doesn't just destroy all of our goods.
You done?
Damn right I'm done.
Jesus Christ, for a guy pretty quiet in the fight, you had a whole lot of complaining to do. You're gonna bitch about us not fighting while you played fucking boxing match with a log? You want me to light it on fire? That would take like 6 hours to burn. We're not just gonna coast right through. You see the size of that thing? My God, Chode, for an idiot, you're pretty dumb.
I'm gonna pick Zed up.
That's a redwood.
I assume it's not voluntarily Zed, so if you guys want to do a contested grapple check, Speedy, you're going to do a strength, you're going to do athletics, and Zed, you're going to do either an athletics or acrobatics to wriggle out.
Alright.
23.
Uh-oh.
13.
Zed is now wriggling around in the arms of a large warforge.
So I've just picked you up just so that we're eye to eye.
All
So
right.
listen here. Sometimes the best fight is the one you don't do. Because look at all of our merch. Look at all of the money that we now do not potentially have. All right?
Hey, look, Chode, I'm not saying there's a terrible point to your idea, but for a loudmouth, you were quiet the whole time, and now you've got something to say, and that is what I have a problem with.
You know what? I thought we were good after the lizard. We seemed pretty good.
Oh,
And
I
then
mean, that lizard
we were all
was
over
a
the place.
friggin' joke.
We was all over the place. The lizard was a joke. I almost got eaten and swallowed and digested.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
you
count that
did.
as a joke.
First of all, set me down. Look, yeah, you're
No.
big, you're stronger than me.
No.
Guys, Cambria was he's still holding the rope with one hand and still using his mage hand on the other box that's floating. Can we just get these first? I don't want to pull rank because the boat's kind of gone, but I still feel like captain. Let's just get the boxes out. Chode, you've made some really great points. I hear you. I'm gonna do a little compliment sandwich here. I like the initiative you took. It could have been communicated better, but you then also stuck with your idea, and I like that. But now, boxes out, and we figure out where to go from there?
Fine. I'll drop Zed. And I'll go walk into the water and start grabbing some boxes.
Yeah, Jinxie's doggy paddling over to the boxes that's being mage-handed. He's gonna go collect that one.
Yeah, so
Cambria's gonna open up a one-person psychic chat with Chode, and just be like, I just want you to know, I think you made some really good points. I just asked Captain, I can't be playing favorites so visibly, but I want you to know you were heard.
Joe doesn't say any back. He's pretty mad.
Cambria wonders if he kind of messed it up and is awkwardly wondering if he sent it to the wrong person, but can't ask. Like, do you guys get if you guys get a psychic message, just ignore it.
Yeah.
Oops, my friend did that.
my cat walked across my keyboard.
Yeah.
Someone took my psychic powers as a joke. I was at a party.
So if you'll recall, there was about 12 crates in total that you guys began shipping, and throughout the course of last episode, through hijinks, destruction, and troll theft, you're down 3. The remaining 9, a lot of them are in Cambria's rope trap.
Rope dam.
One is smaller, being held by a mage hand, and there's still one left in the kind of rubble of the boat. So you have 9 crates. I will say that because there's no interaction, no encounter, that you can take them all out of the water pretty fucking easy. What are you doing with them?
Load them up on the shore.
I'm just gonna take one of my knives out and do like a little expert load, just kind of bang it in the top and pop them open, and just see what's inside, see if they need to dry, and sort of actually realize what we were transporting.
Sure, absolutely. So what I will do is, give me a quick second here. I have all the inventory here. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, many of the crates are kind of 3 by 3 by 3 feet, like kind of 3-foot cubes. Once you pop the top and you open it up, a lot of these boxes are kind of filled with hay and natural packing material, if you will. But once you kind of rummage through, you are able to find that 3 of the boxes contain small perfume and cologne bottles. Now the boxes are fairly large, but each perfume and cologne bottle kind of has their own picture, almost like 2 decks of cards in width, like a small wooden box for each of them. You can tell that these perfumes and colognes are very high quality. The problem, though, is that in some of the boat's destruction, not all of them are intact. So you can see a few of them have cracked. inside, so it's not a perfect crate. Now, that represents 3 of the crates. So 3 of the crates have perfume, cologne in those small trader boxes. The next few, we have 2 full boxes of silk scarves. So if you recall, Regale Lacroix was going through and rummaging through one of the boxes. One of those was silk scarves. You can see that intermittent within the holding of those crates that they were crafted by Jasmine at the Belle Chateau. You have a large number of the boxes, essentially everything that's left, aside from the small box, looks to be like raw materials that you're not sure what the purpose is or why these particular goods would be shipped together. You have like it's like a natural medley of smelling grasses and flowers and like bottled sap and
Like a potpourri kind of? Not like minerals.
potpourri
So
of-
when you said natural. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, natural meaning things that would be found on the acreages throughout the Erasmus estate. So, flower petals,
Lavender
just
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like different raw materials for, if you were to guess, if not perfume and clones and beauty things, perhaps potion ingredients, like things along that end. That is the vast majority of what you guys have been bringing. Now, the problem with this is that the water damage is, in these crates. So it's not all destroyed and completely unusable, but by the time you dry and kind of go through the material here, it's probably half to 66% usable, just because they were all waterlogged pretty badly. The last thing in your kind of list of rundowns here is a small box the size of about a shoebox. Very, very dark wood. And this is by far the most beautifully crafted crate. Like, this is, if you were to guess, probably the thing worth the most in your inventory.
This was the
Yes.
thing I mage hand?
That was the thing that you mage hand.
Yeah,
Yes.
The only thing small enough for you to mage hand.
I wasn't even
We'll
technically
chalk
small
it
enough.
up
I
to
could just
great
prevent it from
decision
floating away.
making.
I had a bone thrown to me. Okay, so sorry. Continue with the description. What's inside the box?
You're opening that box?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to. Is it easy to open, or is it like nailed shut?
Well, no, it's not nailed shut, but it's not a crate either.
That's what I
so
mean. Is it like
it's
a
not like you
little-
stick a. Yeah, it's latched and you can kind of throw it open like that, but it's different. Like, I didn't know if you were to crowbar it open, like that would probably destroy the box. So if you're
No,
just
if
kinda
I
giving a
noticed
little
that this
peek
one would be like
inside.
more ornate, like it had
Mhm.
more of an opening. I assume the other ones are just like nailed shut crates. If this one's got
Yeah,
like a latch, I
absolutely.
would just take the path of least resistance.
Perfect. So you take the path of least resistance, open this sucker up, and you are met with a number of bundled black flower petals. So there's probably thousands of flower petals in here, and they're kind of bound by twine and other string, with about 20 to 40 petals on each clove, if that makes sense. If that's the word for
Okay.
it. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yes. I'm good to get hexed.
That's a 9.
Noted. Okay.
How do I feel?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't. Nothing seems
I don't
different.
feel better. I don't feel like really peppy.
You don't feel better. You don't feel
I
worse.
don't feel like I
It's
could
as
just
if
really
you
go
didn't
out
even-
right now.
If somebody wants to do a nature check, actually, sorry, pause. Cambrio, if you would like to do
I
a
was
nature
going to ask
or
if
a
I could do
history
insight
check,
or something. History, you said?
nature or history.
That is good, but they're the same. So nature it is. 17.
17. Okay, so you know that these are called onyx petals.
Okay.
ONYX. They are the color of what's the? This is gonna sound so dumb. I'm so sorry. You know that paint that is so black that it like resembles nothingness. Like they can
Oh,
wrap
the one they
cars
do
in
on
it
the
and it
basketball.
hides in
It's
the
called
shadow.
like something
Yes.
black. Yeah, it
It's
absorbs
so
all light.
black. Like right, it almost looks like if you know when you opened the box, it almost looked for a half second like nothing was in there. It wasn't until the light kind of caught these petals almost gleam like they are dragon scales or something. Like they have like a metallic look to them, even though in your fingertips they feel like petals. Aside from knowing what they are called, they are a very, 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 very rare item, very rare material, found Lord knows where. Like it's crazy that John Erasmus has a box full of this many, and you do know that this thing is worth some money. That's for damn sure. Now the problem is it did take a little bit of water damage, and with a 17, even though it's really high, you're not sure what mixing water and onyx petals would do. You don't know if it would make it useless. You don't know if it would.
Do I know what?
Not do that?
So when you say sorry, are they just like another kind of potion ingredient?
That's probably what you would know it for. So
Okay.
in this kind of skeevy underbelly bars or kind of rogue hideaways that Cambria would have had history in, you would know that certain onyx petals would be used in both poisons and antidotes.
Okay.
It would be used in like it's a not common mixture, but it is a very reliable compound when doing any mixing. Like it's a very rare substance that can be used for a litany of different requests. So
Okay. So, you guys ever, Johnny? I didn't think you had it in you. I'm gonna show the box to the rest of the guys. And be like, you guys ever seen these before?
Nope.
Getting close enough to look at what they are will involve a Constitution saving throw from those individuals. So if you get close enough to the box and you want to take a sniff, it will involve con saves.
Cambria holds it out invitingly.
Jinxie walks up,
Oh, it's gotta be
looks
a
at
good
it.
sniff. Is this a disadvantage?
Yeah, gets the trunk out and just starts sniffing around the box.
Okay, Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please, because it's super overwhelming with
The
a
good sniffer.
nose like yours, Jinxie.
Oh god. It's a
Um,
Fanta Black. That was the.
That's what it was.
14.
Fanta Black, sure, yes.
Not Fanta.
14.
14? Okay, thank you. Noted.
Oh no.
We just have a terminal disease now.
I really don't like where that's going.
Jinxie's gonna pull out his magnifying glass and again just try to get close and eye it down, see if that if he recognizes anything there in his travels.
Sure, with an investigation check. Is this the first time you're using your magnifying glass?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, with your magic item here, you get nice and close. You can roll an investigation check with advantage. But what I will say, just for a fun little trade-off here, a natural one will do a fun thing with the magnifying glass in the sun.
I was just gonna.
I got an 11 and a 2, but I rolled a 1 and it was +1, so
Thank God for the
I love this
11,
game.
man.
I love Dungeons and Dragons so much.
oh.
Yeah, so you are enamored by the look of it's like soft dragon scales, essentially, is what your eye is seeing. The shimmering metallic beauty of this is like, holy shit. And underneath the magnifying glass, you are seeing things that probably not the naked eye can pick up on. Like, there are kind of veins of purple and like shimmers of a yellow, like on different lights. And you're just getting right up close to it, and it's so beautiful.
Oh, it's
And then
so
you see
pretty.
that the petals start to smoke a little bit as your magnifying glass is now redirecting sunlight into the box.
He rolled an. I thought you had advantage with the magnifying glass.
He has. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. You know what? Here, scratch that speed. I wasn't actually going to destroy them. I was going to do something close, but with an 11, sorry. I thought it was the disadvantage roll.
Sorry,
No,
I didn't want
we
this box
survived
getting
that.
set on fire. For,
No, good
for the
catch. Good
flavor.
catch. No, it wasn't going to.
Okay.
I was just going to do another con save for you, Josh. Yeah, sorry, going back. Yes, so you do see those different types of colors in it. And as you're getting close to with the magnifying glass, it's not really giving you any extra insight as to what this might be. But you kind of get an understanding on, well, this must be a very special component if it has these visual properties. Like there's almost like an ozone, like electric magic quality about them, even though it's not doing much. It's hard to explain. It's a very interesting component.
Guys, this seems really weird. I've never seen anything like this. Anyone else want to take a look?
Cambria holds it out to the other guys, kind of just, huh? If anything in a box like this has to be pretty cool, that's an old thief saying. The cooler the box, the bigger the rocks.
Zed is still a little fired up. He's actually gonna do the old shoulder tap on Chode. Kind of try and usher him away from the group for a minute. Just like a few steps, not like running into the forest.
I think to him, just, if you need me, I'm here.
I'll like turn and look at you and be like,
I just hold up one fist.
Chode is nodding.
Are you obliging?
oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
All right.
Audio podcast.
Listen,
For
Chode.
radio.
I get the frustration. That was sloppy as hell. Everyone was doing a different thing. With the exception of what Jinxie was doing, I think any one of us was doing a good thing. There was a lot of different ways we could play that. We tried to play it 3 different ways between the 3 of us, and Jinxie was doing a 4th thing. So I'm not sure. Look, I got pretty heated when he came that strong, but I get where you're at. We need to start working as a team, because clearly we're trying to work as a group moving forward here. But I can't say I was loving the way you came at us there.
Well, I'm used to, everyone kind of holding their own shit. So when shit goes sideways like that, I get very peeved.
Hey, I mean,
So
I hear you. Just know. I mean, I can't speak for the whole group, but I assume that I'm right when I say, like, we got your back, man. We're not mind readers. I think maybe Cambrio is. He's a weird guy, so maybe. But we got to all talk to each other out there.
you're right.
Part
of that is my fault.
A bunch of guys start coming and taking shots at us. First thing I do is try and fend them off, right? I didn't notice you were trying to move the log for a while there. I was just trying to keep it all above ground.
Yeah, I'm not normally the guy that does the talking. That's usually Grimble's job. So he's kind of the mouthpiece, and I just go smash shit. So I will do better communicating my plans. But yeah, it was just agitation more than anything.
Trust me, no one likes getting shot at. But,
And we may have lost a ton of money, which isn't good.
No, I know we need that money to get Grimble back too. So we'll learn it one way or another. Even if it means sending Jinxie into the gladiator pits and betting all of our money against him.
Honestly, after that fight, we might just have to bet against him.
World's biggest sandbagger.
I appreciate the talk, though. I'll pat him on the head.
That probably hurt me, but I'm gonna stand strong.
It was a gentle pat.
Oh,
It was a gentle pat.
Great touch.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do the old pat to the. I can't reach his head, obviously, so it's gonna be like a lower back pat, and
Oddly
walk
possessive.
back towards the group. And all right, Cambrio, you've taken a look, I assume, at what looks most valuable. We should probably start by prioritizing that and throwing in the bag of holding and see what else we can carry.
Again, based on my rough understanding of this bag, I think we can pretty much at least squish all the scarves and stuff in it. Anything light, we can definitely squish in here. And then we just, maybe the glass the glass containers we leave in the crates and just carry those 3. So say we would set about doing that. I think Cambrio's just going to...
I would say, just to make things easier for you guys, Cambria, you would know that of the 3 crates that had the perfume and cologne in it, there's probably enough surviving ones to just have 2 crates.
Okay.
So
So
kind of one full
we'll just-
crate is
yeah,
broken.
we'll
so
toss
just to...
First off, absolutely, boys, anything that doesn't look perfect, we toss. Quick question for the group. This is Cambria talking, not Scott. Did anyone get a manifest?
What is a manifest?
Okay.
Who's man's fist?
You're about to get this man's fist. Alright, so a manifest is a document for a ship that basically is like an inventory. It's a list of everything that's on there. And if they never gave us one,
Who has the requisition piece of paper that Vetus is supposed to sign?
Yeah, we had papers.
okay.
Jinxie knows about papers.
I think
Because
Miss-
whoever has that also has the list of inventory
So there is a manifest.
in that package.
Okay.
And nobody thought to look. Yes.
Okay. You know what? I'm getting some insight here that we did have a list, so we shouldn't just lie to them and tell them that this is what was sent. Okay. All right, we'll just ditch what doesn't look
Hey,
good, and we've got those Beaumont or Buton or that fucking town is
Is,
standards.
Is there any way that we can alter that list? You guys are magical. Can you alter what is on said list? Or is it...
I probably
I,
could.
I'm not magical, but I am a pretty decent forger.
Who
You're pretty magical, Ghost Knives.
who has the list?
Gabriel looks back at the remains of the boat.
That was Captain's
Cameron's
duties.
gonna rummage around in his pockets until he finds the list that he assumes he must have as captain.
I'm pretty sure you have it, Cambria.
Yeah, you put it in the
That's what I
bag of
remember.
holding.
I'm just
So,
gonna rummage
yeah.
around the bag till I find the list. I'm gonna take a look at it, and I'm gonna get out my little forgery kit, and I'm gonna see if I can't change some of these 3s into 2s.
Okay, sure. So what I will say is if you're going to try and make it so that whatever you have left over is what the full order is, what I will do is make me a sleight of hand or performance check
With my forgery kit.
with your forgery kit proficiency bonus, yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's an 8. I'm gonna use my side bolstered knack, so I get to add a. So I'm just checking what the dice is. 1 psionic energy, so it's just another d6. So I gotta add a d6 to it.
Roll ahead.
It's a 2. Does that pass? So it's a 10
10
total.
total. A 10 total. Yeah, I mean, listen, you write 3s over the 2s.
Okay.
Or sorry, 2s over the 3s. It's not terrible. It's not your best work, but it looks done.
I'm gonna splash some water on top of it.
How bad
after
does it
getting
look?
Water damage to paper. So I can be like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, so now there's just splotchy ink kind of all over the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. That's
Wait,
done.
Way to smudge the
Camouflage.
numbers.
Well, it looks like any piece of paper after fresh ink had been written on it and then immediately dunked in water or sprayed with water. So, pretty unlegible.
I'm gonna
Gold.
cast digitation and just unsoil that piece.
Oh,
of
the
paper.
point was to make it illegible. Then I could just say whatever I wanted.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
What happened to
I was
it?
just
I
gonna
fell
say-
in the river when the boat got attacked. They're gonna buy that because I fell in the river when the boat got attacked.
all right, man. Do what you want. I just thought we might have been able to work together and make a cleaner forgery here, but by all means.
Also, you know what? I'm gonna class my I think my second mate. Oh, no, your quartermaster. I'm gonna class my quartermaster on the shoulder. I'm gonna go. This is a quartermaster job. And I'm gonna give you this sopping wet, like ruined piece of parchment. And I was gonna turn around and go hang out with Chode.
You guys do the predator handshake? Fuck yeah.
but with like this wet. It's how I give him the paper, so
Yeah.
it just slaps around his
The
arm,
paper
gives him a little
mache.
temporary tattoo.
Yeah, part of the manifest is
He's the manifest. It's like
Yeah.
a memento.
Vetus's name is just all over your forearm.
Dylan.
Prison Break with the back tattoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Zed, show us the manifest.
So Zed, what are you now doing with the sopping wet paper mache?
Well, I already
That's-
prestidigitation it before the
Yeah, but that's just an
Whatever,
that's
illusion.
fine.
It is still sopping wet.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's-
can unsoil it.
I'm gonna soil it.
Yeah, so how I'm picturing the unsoiling of this, because it's hard. It's not necessarily like mending or anything. I'm picturing like your hand turns into a Hoover like blow dryer to like dry off these pages. So it's like definitely better than what it was, but there's still some smudging and still a little bit of dry water damage, if that
It's
makes
like-
sense. Like,
it's-
but it definitely looks better than
It's
before.
just like paper.
yes.
You like it's just dry paper after it's been wet. Like it's got that weird crinkly.
Yeah, you can tell that it had been spilled on, but like the ink isn't as kind of sopping, and it's a little bit easier to read, but it's certainly not perfect like before.
Okay.
So the four of you, sit on the riverbed, going through the contents and the manifest. Is there anything else that you guys have on the docket?
I have a question about the onyx petals. Because you said
Yeah,
he has
sure.
disadvantage with smell. So since I can't smell, do I still have to make a constitution save?
No, you would not.
Okay.
But you didn't get close enough for me to
No.
make that distinction. So
Yeah.
I invited you
All
guys.
good.
I held them out.
I know.
Seductively.
We were too busy arguing. Okay,
Open invitation.
Mom and Dad were fighting. Chode's obviously mom.
I mean, I was mama bear for when Jinxie was that bear cub, so.
Yeah,
It's
you.
true.
Alright.
It's your calling.
Who'd have thought Chode would be the motherly presence?
he gives off mother's milk vibes.
Very much so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That album.
What's the plan, gents?
We're gonna head on.
I think we're
Start
getting
everyone
our
kind
fucking
of
asses
get,
to Capelon.
Chode a box. Give Jinxie a box for the two that we have to carry
Sure.
still.
So what I will say is, this is the.
That's something to say to my crew.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna. Go ahead.
Alright, so I just want to say, alright, guys, it was not our best first experience as a crew, but there's a saying on the open waterways, you haven't crewed till you've been screwed. So these are the kind of experiences that just form bonds and crewmates and brotherships and all kinds of ships. So I just think it's on the up and up from here on out. We're gonna work on our strengths. We've got Jinxie, who is a great dude. Love him,
Idiot.
love him to death. We've got Zed, who I'm sure he's got he's keeping track of everything. He's doing all his little tricky skills. Chode, next time we scrap, I've got to think of a fighting position for a ship, because I don't think ships have that, but that'll be you. So I'm going to workshop it. I'll come back to you, but I just want you to know that I hear you and I got you, and then next time we'll come through it as a crew.
In your head, you hear, goodbye your head, Goldilocks.
So I'll keep going. And then I'm going to turn back to Jinxie and just like, I haven't figured out quite how you're helpful yet, but I just love spending time with you. And then I'm going to stop.
All right, thanks, Cap.
Hey, can I just say, from a DM perspective, I'm pretty conservative with my handing out of this, but I liked the way that you grabbed the reins there, Cambria, as a leader. I'm going to give you inspiration for that rousing speech.
DM inspiration?
DM inspiration.
Damn,
That's a
DM me
First
inspiration.
iteration of the
10?
campaign.
So is
That's
that
the first
advantage or is that
one.
just more dice?
That is advantage.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, the way that he inspired Jinxie.
Jinxie's a great dude.
Jinxie's like, I'm never gonna swim again.
Not as a woolly mammoth, you're not. We'll figure out something. Can I see if I can find
Okay.
a crab?
I must have misheard you. Does that word end in a P or a B that you just said?
B.
Okay, yes. Give me an investigation check.
XP +2. That's a 5. I'm gonna use my advantage.
Okay.
That's a natty
Already?
1.
Oh no.
You absolutely find a crab.
Sick.
You bend down to pick it up, and when you look into it, it looks like this hermit crab shell has been vacated, and you pour it up and look to make sure that it's empty, and a little bit of sand goes in your eye. But yeah, there's no crab.
No one's home.
God. Alright, we'll find you some critter to turn into that can go in the water, I promise. But yeah, buddy, you're pretty hairy. It's just gonna waterlog. You gotta get sleek.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wet for days.
It's gonna smell.
Hmm.
I hope you like that, because it's gonna affect you worst of all.
I'm used to it.
You used to being wet?
Well, I'm used to the smell.
I guess that's true.
I don't know about you guys, but
The smell?
I live
I'll never
outside.
get used to it.
Thank God I don't have a nose and have to deal with your smell.
we will find a way for you to smell. Don't worry.
There's
I'd rather
Jinxie's
die.
arc. It's done. Chode will smell him.
It's the Wizard of Oz.
Get a custom Warforged nose.
Yeah.
That's Jinxie's mission in life.
All right.
So as I was saying before, previous to Cambrio's rousing speech, sorry, just give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah.
The initial trek was a 4-day boat ride. You guys are on day 3. This is just to kind of reorient where you guys are. Where you need to be tonight was going to be another kind of 4-hour boat ride. It's going to be about double that on foot, especially carrying these large crates. So it is kind of early to mid-afternoon, called around 1 p.m. So you can essentially reach, almost Capelon by eve, and then you'll probably get to Capelon by mid-morning or early afternoon tomorrow if you were to kind of set out.
All right, I think we are setting
You
out.
venture forward.
Sure, Chode, I see your...
So just to clarify for the box sake, so we put the 2 boxes of scarves in the bag of holding. And then
I believe so.
there was 2 out of the 3 boxes of the raw materials that were still salvageable.
I think everything that was 3 was basically 2 for boxes. 2 after the water damage tax.
Okay, and then I assume we have the very valuable one also in the bag?
Yeah, I tucked that away.
Okay, so then it's just 4 crates. Okay.
You have 4 crates, 2 crates worth of silk scarves in the bag of holding, and then the onyx petals. That's
Okay,
what I'm
so,
understanding.
I assume I'm carrying 2 boxes, and then Jinxie's carrying 1, and then
Zed and I are carrying another one
Zed,
together.
Like the
Yeah,
Ark of
Zed-
the Covenant. Yeah.
Zed
We get two-
is
yeah, we
not
get
a
2
tiny
small
little
trees and
weakling,
just-
okay.
Yeah.
Zed can carry his own box.
Okay, sick. Cambrio's carrying nothing. I'm carrying the
Well, you
bag.
have a bag
It's
holding.
the bag doesn't take any of the weight off. It does.
Lead
It's
on,
almost 15
Goldilocks.
pounds.
Let's go.
The 2 weeks of just soaking wet, soggy buns in your pocket will probably weigh you down, because I don't think you've got rid of those yet.
Do you have mending?
Yes.
Can you mend my
of course I have
buns?
mending.
I saw what you did to the paper. Toast my buns.
That was
It was so crispy
That was
after.
different.
You want some toasty buns?
Toast my buns.
That would be prestidigitation. I can toast your buns.
Just fix it, man.
All right, so Zed starts walking with Chode, because I know Chode also leave.
Yeah.
I slide the buns back into my pocket, sopping wet and all.
So what is going to happen is I need somebody to roll me a survival check just to make sure that you can follow the path to where you
Probably
need to
our
go.
druid
Not
here?
me, because I've sucked tonight.
Come on, Jinxie.
I can roll
Do it, do
survival.
I
do it.
assume you have a good survival.
Just
Yep.
follow your nose.
If somebody wants to give them advantage, you can use the help action.
I will help him.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Here we go. Natural 20.
Hey!
It's
No.
really impressive how Jinxie knows exactly how to follow the river. Jinxie just knows, keep the river on my right-hand side, keep going north, and we should get there. And by God, Jinxie, you do it. You lead these people alongside this river for hours, and at some points you're thinking, maybe we go left into the forest, but then you snap to it and you go, no, I know where I need to go. We need to follow this river. And you do. And if you guys would like to do a kind of a montage of things that you talked about or topics to discuss or other things, we can do that now. Otherwise, we can essentially fast forward and see where we end up by evening.
I have a question, probably best answered by Jinxie, because I've been walking behind him as he leads us. For hours
Terribly.
now.
Terribly is the answer to your question.
You don't know the question.
How bad does Jinxie smell?
No. I don't
Oh.
care about the smell. Zed is not worried with such little things. No, we know based on the assless chaps that he has a tail.
Yes.
I would like to know, is this a tail that is fully furry? Is this like a Pumbaa, like where it's like all bare with like a furry knob? What kind
Is
of
it like a
tail?
rat tail?
does-
Fly swatter tail.
So it's like a bit of a rat tail, and then like this like poof at the end. So it's
How long is your tail?
I'd like to say it's like not like trunk length. It's not like 6 feet long. It's kind of like stumpy. It's just there. It's not like a spider monkey tail that I can
A foot long tail.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah.
It's a good old 12-inch tail.
So would you say that your tail kind of looks like Marv from Home Alone?
Yeah. Like the poof at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, before or after he's burned?
You tell me, it's your tail.
During. Yeah,
During.
During.
Yeah. Mid burn.
Technically, it's the other burglar who gets burned. It's Joe Pesci.
Oh.
R.I.P.
Joe Pesci's very much alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he has a
I
nice
was
rest. It
gonna
doesn't have
say.
anything to do with death. I just hope that he rests well. We are off track here.
That guy's super.
Of course, we're off track. We broke the boat.
Yeah, that's true. You guys are literally off track. So Jinxie,
Okay, so-
as you lead your compatriots through the forest, is there anything of note that you want to be doing?
So Zed's right behind me.
Yes.
Jinxie just wants to start talking to Zed about the moon, but then just start like spitting just false information about it, just what he thinks is correct.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, give us a few examples, then we'll roll a deception to see how believable it is.
so, have you ever looked up at the moon, Mr. Zed?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, did you know that is where my kind comes from?
So before I roll this insight check, can I roll a history check to see what I know about Loxodons?
For funsies, let's
'Cause I'm
do
assuming
this
no.
straight up first. Yeah. Josh, please roll or Jinxie, please roll a deception check.
Okay.
Wills, please roll a insight check.
Actually, I guess I really shouldn't have to roll history. 'Cause
Jinxie's
God.
been Alf this whole
A
time.
natty 1 on deception. Let's see on the
Yeah.
insight. That'd be a 9.
Yeah, you know for 1,000% fact that Loxodons do not come from the moon.
Okay.
Nice try, Gonzo.
Wow, Jinxie, how'd you get here?
Well, as my great elder always used to say in the tribe, we fell from the skies, and that's what makes us so special.
So you're like rain.
Like rain, yes. Never thought about it that way. Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Can
A
I
bit
hear
of
this?
both.
Or is this like a...
Yes, you absolutely hear
You
this.
sure are special.
Oh, why thank you, Mr. Chode. That's so nice of you.
You're welcome, Dumbo.
Cambrio's just in the back. He's kind of got part of the captain's log is for cannon, like a 7-foot log, so he can only pull
You
like
took
bits
the
of
log?
it out of the bag of holding at a time.
Yep.
So he's just writing the day's event, like really great captaining today. I think everyone's friends again. It's nice having my boys back together. Really, again, sun is shining, pink sky at night, sailor's delight. Signed, Captain Cabrio.
P.S. Our boat's destroyed.
P.S. Am I a captain without a boat? Yes. It's about what's inside you. Bloodlines.
Have we seen any animals along this like trek?
Jinxie's never seen an animal in his life.
Yeah, so why don't you guys give me an investigation, perception, or animal handling check to see what creatures you see along the way.
7.
17.
13.
So essentially, Jinx, are you gonna roll or?
Oh, sorry.
I was
We
curious.
saw a lot of animals. He's like, what?
We did?
24.
He saw
okay.
every
The
animal.
Lord.
Crabs.
Yeah, so you guys see a number of different forest animals. You know, your classic squirrels, owls, rabbits, you know, the nice
Chipmunks?
kind of, some chipmunks here. What I will say is, Jinxie, as you are in the lead, though, you know, keeping a keen eye and making sure that the river is on your right, you do see 2 very interesting animals with a 24. So, Jinxie, as you are leading this group through the forest for the next several hours, like it's probably been like 6-7 hours of walking
Trekking.
these crates and everything, yeah. At one point, the rest of you kind of just see kind of a splash and a shimmer in the river. But Jinxie, you for sure see a giant octopus
Oh my
in the
god.
river. It seems peaceful. It doesn't attack you by any means. It actually looked scared when it noticed you. But there is a strange thing inside you that unlocks that you feel like now that you've seen this creature, you can probably wild shape into it.
Dang, this railroad's not even
You
underground.
Also, you also see on the horizon across the river, about 60 or so meters from your position, as the sun begins to set, a pack of giant hyenas as well. Very similar looking to gnolls, but they are not on their hind legs. They also kind of scampered off and yelped. They weren't interested in attacking. But you do see those 2 animals, aside from the run-of-the-mill forest creatures that would be evident on this journey.
Jinxie's gonna
One thing I
freeze.
know about-
Sorry,
Go
Tom.
ahead.
Just freeze right when he sees the pack of giant hyenas, and like
Mhm.
hold Zed back and say, "Oh, I never liked them. Stay back. Can you see them over there?"
Can I see them? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say yes. Once he points it out to you, it's easy to see them on the horizon.
Wow. What do you got against hyenas?
They run so fast. They yell and laugh at you all day. I've never liked them in all of my run-ins with them.
Jinxie, doesn't that sound like fun?
No, but
Laughing and running fast?
It's not a good laugh. It's a laugh of horror, and they bite. Oh,
Did say he doesn't like savanna
Jinxie,
animals.
You're a druid, obviously,
yes.
and from what it seems like, you're pretty proficient with your wild shape.
Proficient. I guess so, but what do you mean by that?
I mean, you're really good at turning into bears.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of turning into something other than a bear, like a hyena, for example? I mean, you could be the first hyena with a great welcoming laugh.
I don't like the hyena.
Oh, okay. What about other animals? Jinxie, you were born in the moon. You rained
Born
down
in
upon
the
this
moon.
world. You have to have come across more
by the
creatures.
There's not many creatures on the moon, from what I hear. Just us.
No.
Just
Yes,
us.
but Jinxie, you've been here for a while, right? Jinxie, I mean, you're from Deer. You've traveled from Deer to Tidalbrook throughout the land. I'm sure you've seen dozens and dozens of animals.
I've seen lots, yes, but I have never had a need to be anything other than a bear.
I psychically linked to
Maybe
Jinxie.
you snap.
What
I
about
gotta say,
standing
when
in a
you're
river?
walking through town,
Or not to a chode, sorry, not to Jinxie. This is just in my snarky text group with him.
In the
Jinxie,
side group.
I've only known you for a little bit, but I mean, when we were in town, we probably could have went with something a little less obvious than a bear. You know, something a little smaller, a little less noticeable.
Yeah.
When you were in the water, struggling to swim, why not turn into a great big fish and move around quickly throughout the waters?
Or he could have stood up.
That's in the mind link. Back to Cambrio.
Okay, so I
Behind you
didn't
guys,
do that.
Cambrio just silently just like slaps his leg, just like and just throws his head back a little bit.
I guess you're right. I've never thought about it that way, and when
No,
I'm in,
I think you are a very special person, Jinxie, and I see a lot of untapped druidic power in you, and I think, you know, maybe as we get to know each other a little bit more from one magic user to the next, we can really work with each other and try and hone our crafts here.
help, that would be great. We can help each other, and then Jinxie's gonna kind of take his trunk and sort of wrap it again around Zed's like arm and wrist, and then just
That's
keep
like a handshake.
walking.
How does his
Yeah, but
wrist
then
smell?
like kind of like
Holding his.
holding his hand, and then just keep walking with
Like how
it.
elephants
Okay,
hold
and
each
it's
other's
actually-
tails.
Yeah,
That's so goddamn cute. I hate it.
he's now part of
It's
the-
actually
the
just
pack.
at this. It's just at this moment, right after the sun has set. It's been about an hour of walking time, kind of post sundown, that you actually see a man working on something on the side of the riverbank that you are, and about 100 or so feet past him is a large cabin on the water itself. As you approach this man, unless there's something that you guys want to do beforehand. Okay. As you approach this man, he is working on kind of like it looks just like a lever that he's pulling and, tugging. On the river, this is a very wide mouth of the river where this cabin sits. And you can see that there are a number of trade ships, very similar to the ones that you guys just had destroyed, that are now kind of parked in this docking area of the cabin. But from where you guys are, walking past this individual, he goes, "Hello there! Are you staying the night?"
Are we?
I don't know. That depends. If we can possibly, are any of these ships heading upriver? Anything needs to head back to Capelon?
That's a great question. I think most of them are going up to Capelon, but there might be a few that are going down south. You'd really need to talk to the owners. They're mostly lodging inside.
Okay.
I'm just the man who collects the tolls if you do decide to crash here tonight.
Okay. But so if we
And how much?
don't, you just said everyone who owns these boats are inside lodging.
That's right, and I'm in charge of undocking them from the dock with this here lever.
I'm going to pass this on to my first off, Captain Cambrio. Nice to meet you. Hold out a hand and shake his hand.
Oh, Captain, that's so wow. That's,
Yeah, I know it's
that's lovely. And as he's shaking your hand, he's like, and that's just so wonderful that you have a nice, loving, open relationship behind you of a woolly mammoth and that whatever. I'm a big fan of love, and holding hands in the open like that is just so heartwarming to see. And it's just kudos to you. Me and my husband at home love any story of love conquering all. So you know what? That's just chef's kiss. Thank you. And he looks at Zed and Jinxie and kind of just does like a
Cambrio
nod.
has just been slowly shaking his hand this whole time, and then panics when he does the chef's kiss and turns into the little like French like two little cheek kiss. He's just okay. I'm gonna turn this over to my quartermaster. Just see if you got any logistics or lodging questions. And I'm just gonna kind of gesture just over to Zed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of let go of Jinxie's trunk here. Not that I was ever holding
You're
it.
wriggle
but
free.
I'll just kind of wriggle it so that he releases me.
Oh,
How dare you end that true love?
Yeah, and walk over to the gentleman. Did he say his name?
He has not.
Okay. Hi, good evening, Zed, and I'll stick out my hand.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Zed. My name's Craig.
Craig, nice to meet you. Yeah, we're just kind of we're passing through together.
Krayg, Craig.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off there, but people always assume that my name's spelled a certain way, and it just really pisses me
My
off.
dad's name was
I've
actually
never-
spelled that way, so that's how I thought it was.
Krayg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of a single other spelling.
That's
I know,
correct
right?
to me.
That's
right. Yeah, that's right.
That's weird. Anyone would have an issue with that. But yeah, the four of us, we kind of ran into some boat troubles a ways back, and yeah, I mean, we've never been through here. But what does it cost to spend the night? We're really looking to get into Capelon as soon as we can.
Well, I mean, if you keep walking down the river, you'll be there by probably tomorrow around midnight at this rate. If you lodge, it's a few silver for each head, a gold per large shipment that you guys have, and 1, 2, 3. I mean, it would be about 4 gold to keep all your stuff overnight secure. Other than that, there's a warm meal, warm bed inside, and you might even get lucky and be able to ride with one of the boat owners in there if you do have any ship troubles. And sorry to see that that's the case, Captain.
A man named Raquel Lacroix gave us some real trouble. And I'm just gonna.
I don't know that I know
I'm
that
just
name.
saying, keep an eye out. He's a shifty one.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the heads up, my friend.
All right, Craig. Well, I think we'll take you up on your most generous offer here. If we could, if the four of us could lodge here this tonight and keep our stuff here as well, that would be just great.
Yeah, absolutely. So here, and he, if you're gonna pay him, it's gonna be 4 gold, 4
Can
silver.
we have a quick little psychic huddle up?
I got it.
You may, yes.
All right. Can we just get talk to my crew for a second here, Craig? Just you.
I believe as captain, you have control.
Exactly.
Of
I'm
your
just
crew,
going to ask for a moment here, please. Help yourself. Just relax, enjoy. Go back to your lever. We'll kind of shuffle off, and it's gonna be the. Actually, no, it's like Jinx. We'll talk to everyone. Let's just ask what time he goes to bed, or figure it away, and let's just take a boat.
Cambrio, it's
only 4
only
gold.
gonna be a difference of a few hours.
We'll get there tomorrow at midnight. I just want to take a boat. Or we see if we buy a boat.
We'll get there tomorrow at midnight if we walks.
That's true.
We take a boat now, we get there real fast. Take a boat tomorrow morning.
But we'll also
A
be
little slower.
exhausted, and I think everyone's kind of
I'm
banged up.
I'm pretty wiped after that. I honestly wouldn't mind. Look, I don't think we're gonna be able to negotiate too well if we show up groggy, soaking wet, stinking like shit. It might be beneficial for us to get a little bit of sleep, freshen up, get Jinxie a fucking bath.
He's staying
And,
outside.
No.
Well, buddy,
The 2 lovebirds can share a room.
No, Zed's also staying outside.
You can hear
I won't separate that
Craig go.
last
We do have honeymoon suites. Sorry, don't mean to be eavesdropping.
Can you hose him
How
out after?
much for one of those? How much for one of those?
Joe, you know as much as
you know
anyone,
what, guys?
we need to
Normally, I'm
save our
supposed to
money.
charge. Normally, I'm supposed to charge 5 gold for the honeymoon suite, but I just love love. You guys can have it for the single gold, and I'll give you the upgrade. Shit
Done.
here.
I would ask Craig, is there a second honeymoon suite?
Unfortunately, there's just one, but there is a presidential suite.
Is there a captainential suite?
You know what? There is. He's got this like sly smile. There is.
I'm interested.
Do you want it?
How much for the?
No. I want it. Just pay the man. And I just wave off Chode.
Are you sorry? Was that? Are you trying to like persuade him to like give it to you for
Oh
free?
no, I just don't care. I want the captainential room so badly that I will leave it to him and
Okay,
Cho
sure.
to negotiate
It's an-
to figure it out. I'm not. I don't care about the price.
It's 3 gold a night instead of 1, so it would be 6 gold, 4 silver for this whole transaction.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna hand the 1 gold for the honeymoon suite, and I'll cover the silver for everyone. But these guys are on their own if they're doing some weird captainential suites.
Yeah, I'll pay for because I got all that money from John. So
That's what we're rolling with. That's my portable ATM.
so. Ding ding
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So you pay him. He gives you like these little tickets, essentially. Like one has a captain like shipping hat on it, and that's obviously the captainential suite. There's just a normal bed and or pillow and blanket ticket. That's Chode. That's your room. And then there's a big red heart signifying the honeymoon suite, and it comes in like a heart shape with an arrow through it card.
Perfect.
So sorry,
you just
I'm
bring
paying
that. You
5
just
gold,
bring that
right?
inside. Yeah, you just bring that inside. You present them with the tickets, and you should get some free drinks and free meals with that included.
Sorry, so I'm paying 5 gold because it was 6 and 4, right?
6 and 4. Wilsted 1
Yes.
gold into the silver.
Yeah. Okay.
He does actually say, because you guys are doing the storing as well, that if you leave the crates with him, there's a side shed that he can kind of just put your stuff in, and then just come see him in the morning to get your stuff, and you can kind of leave it at that.
I finally let go of Craig's hand because I have been still just shaking it this whole time.
You've been shaking it this whole time.
And then I'm just gonna
Even when you
teeter
stepped
off
away?
with the crew, wave goodbye to the lovebirds. Let's go get some rest up, back at it again in the morning. It's a crew, boys. And I'm just gonna teeter off to bed.
What time is it right now, Mr. DM?
I would say it's about 9 or so p.m.
Said he's gonna go into the hall and for wherever they're serving food, whatever common area there is.
So what I will say is, just to finish painting the picture, initially I thought you guys might be coming from the water, but because you're coming from the land side, as you approach the front side of the tavern, you do see like there are river like trade ships on the water side. There are a bunch of carts at the front. Like, you can assume people that are taking the land path have their kind of trade cargo on that. None of them have horses on them anymore. They look like they've been stabled. And some have cloth tarps over. Some are completely boxed in and wooden. But as you enter the front doors, you can see that the bar area is kind of... so inside this cabin, there's like a lively atmosphere. There is a medium-sized bar in the middle of the floor plan, and a stage with a performing dwarf bard singing a tune on stage. He has the aid of like small bursts of like magic lights dancing around him to like make it look cooler. There are some tables between the stage and the bar, and the side that you're entering from looks to be like an open area for like dancing or other activities. There's not a ton of people in the bar. There is a bartender who has a shaved head and 2 stubby horns protruding from the forehead. Looks to be a tiefling, but it has like a non-vibrant coloring on the skin. Like some tieflings you've seen before are red-skinned or blue-skinned. This one is just kind of tan. There is a halfling family of 5 that sits at a table trying to keep it together with 3 young kids, and you can see like they hate this. The kids are kind of crying, and like some of them are watching the bard, but it's just, this is their first time out in public after having kids, and this is bad. There are a few other individuals in the bar as well, just to paint the scene. There is a figure in a blue robe enjoying a meal at the bar who is watching the dwarf on stage and kind of laughing anytime the dwarf does something comical. As well, there is a half-orc at the bar, but he looks less than interested in anything other than his ale in front of him. You can also tell that like every once in a while, people that are staying in the rooms up top come down to do certain things, but these are the individuals that are kind of enjoying the show right now. So that kind of paints the picture on what is inside this area. They do say, the bartender introduces themselves as Lou, and they ask if you are joining them for a meal and a drink, or if you guys are going up to bed right away.
I will be staying down for a meal and a drink.
I would love some ale.
I would love a glass of just goat's milk.
Good
Yeah,
choice.
we have that.
Good choice. Jinxie's staying for some food too.
Perfect. Yeah, so they bring out, some soup stew, like with like pieces of bread and stuff. It's not the most elaborate meal ever, but it's a nice warm stew that you don't have to pay anything for because it's included in your meal price.
Continental
They also bring a mug of water and either wine or ale, depending on what you want. That kind of comes with the price. And if you want any additional ale, it's going to be more money, but this is kind of what comes with your lodging fees right now.
So are we?
Oh, go ahead.
Are we all sitting at a table together, gents? Then? All right.
I would say so.
Zed's gonna then go back up to the bar.
Mhm.
I'm gonna order two pitchers of ale, if they have such a thing.
They do.
I'll bring them back. I'll set one in front of Chode, and then the other one kind of in the center of Jinxie, Gabriel, and myself.
Cambria just
Perfect.
continues
That's
to
going to
sip
be
his milk.
one silver between the two of those pictures. If you want to mark that off. What was that,
I just
Gabriel?
continue to sip my milk instead of going for the pitcher of ale.
You need some
Okay.
milk.
Yeah, so you are enjoying kind of the festivities. This dwarf bard is fairly good. He sings a few tunes that some of you know, and he sings others that none of you have heard. But he tells a good story and he weaves an interesting tale. As you are enjoying tonight's festivities, is there anything else that you'd like to do, RP wise, or I do have something kind of for the last 5 or 10 minutes of this episode, but if you guys want to do anything now, go for it.
No, finish the pitcher of ale. I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go look to see if we can find any other captains that we can hop aboards with.
Cambria's gonna go over
Yeah,
to the
why
halfling family to ask them where they're going.
Okay, sure. So we'll start with that. So the halfling family is, toiling with, like, the dad is kind of holding two of them, like, kind of down on the chair, like, please sit, please just finish your chicken nuggets, guys, come on, do it for daddy. And, like, the mom is trying to, like, chase the other, little girl around the table, like, trying to sit her down. Like, it just looks like chaos. And the dad finally notices you after about 40 seconds of you awkwardly standing near the table. Hi, sorry, are we being too loud? I'm sorry, we don't often do this.
No, it's totally fine. I remember being a little guy myself. Doesn't seem like that long ago sometimes, you know what I mean? I was just my compatriots. I gesture to the very respectable looking crew of people behind me. And I ran into some trouble on the river, and we're just, see if we can, pay our passage with another ship. We were just wondering if you guys were heading north or south in the morning.
You said you're heading to Capelon? We're just leaving from there. We're actually going down to Mafildir to visit my sick mom. I'm really sorry that we couldn't be of any more help, but we're heading in the opposite direction. You might get lucky with somebody else. I just don't know. I'm really sorry.
Did you guys own a boat, or did you rent a boat? Like, if we...
we rented
where
a
did you
boat.
rent the boat from? Is it like a company? Like, do they have distinctive markings on their boats or anything?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm really not sure.
Like the boat that you rented,
I
there's
think it
no
was someplace
defining
in
features of this
Capelon.
boat.
None that I can think
Okay.
of. No.
Well, hey, if you get down in Mafildir, have a good time. I've heard it's a crazy place. Watch out for Warforged. Not like that one though. Like crazy unofficial one. But you didn't hear that from me. And then I kind of just awkwardly knock on the table like a little and then just kind of turn around and leave.
Like a little house of cards.
Just,
now.
yeah.
Cool. And they're like,
And then I'm not in
okay.
season 3, and it's worse, but it's okay because he really can't be there.
When you pointed
Joe?
at me, I did like a. I don't really know how to smile, but I tried to smile with the
Like just
jawline.
Bare your
menacingly
robot
showing
teeth?
your Warforged teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did
Like a chip.
Why did they
Nah.
give him teeth? You know,
For
So-
the kids.
for the kids.
Zed's gonna look at Chode and say, "Yeah, I think finding us a ride is a good idea." And then I'm gonna look at the blue hooded figure and the half orc, and then I'll just say, "Which one do you want, Chode? You talk to one, I'll talk to the other, and let me know if you can find us a ride."
Yeah.
I'll take the half orc. He seems more my speed.
You want to start
Okay,
there?
so you approach the half orc.
Is it? Excuse me. Sorry.
What is it?
Sorry to interrupt you. Are you traveling to Capelon after this?
Yeah, what's it to you?
Me and my motley crew of compatriots over days, we're looking to hop aboard a ship, and our ship.
100 gold.
100 gold.
100 gold. I won't ask any questions. I don't even need to talk to you.
100 gold.
Good deal. You see what's out there? You guys walk, you guys are gonna get fucked up by monsters or hyenas, or I even saw a troll on my way up here.
Jinxie in the
Carrying
background.
anything?
Fuck hyenas.
Can't
That
remember.
troll running away, clutching something to his chest. Going, that dick cannon, that
All
dick
right.
cannon.
I'll think about it. 'Cause-
You can try and like persuade him, or
Yeah.
but you can try and RP out of this.
Look, there's only fours. How big is your boat? Like, is it?
A bit bigger than standard.
Can it hold 4 boxes and 4 peoples?
Easy.
I mind message him.
I can also guarantee you security. I've got a crew of fine warriors.
Ask him if the crew
We
is
won't
on
have
the
to
boat.
worry about a thing.
I'm just gonna put that in his
Yes.
head.
Where's your crew?
What's it to you, bud?
Well, I just gotta. If I'm paying you all this gold, I gotta make sure that you're not lying to me about this
Yes.
7 crew.
Oh, well, some of them are upstairs sleeping. I've got 2, 3 keeping watch over the ship.
Cambrier's just shaking his head, but he's behind the orca. It's like, as soon as he hears they're on the ship, he's like, oh, it's no good. It's no good, man.
I'll tell you what. I'll talk to my people, but we might only be able to get 80 gold.
Roll me a persuasion check.
$12.
He goes, if you're looking for a deal, you're barking up the wrong tree. Vanguard doesn't cut deals. If you want to ride, 100 gold.
Fair enough. I'll be back.
Okay.
So did you
said
say-
you're trying with
Did you
the
say Van?
Yeah, and
Vanguard?
approach the hooded figure.
Vengar, Vengar.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Wait, sorry. Actually, I can't see the person. You said hooded figure. I'm not going to come out hot, I guess, sir. If I sit down beside the person, would I be able to see what they look like?
Here's a question for you. If you sat down with a hood on, would they be able to tell what you looked like?
Yeah, unless the person was like burying their head in the table. Like you said, they were watching the show, so I assume their head is like up and looking.
Yeah, I would say that there are certain features that are, I guess, harder to see with a hood. But yeah, you're right. It's mainly easy enough to see. Handsome individual, looks to be human, or perhaps tiefling. You're not 100% sure, but like very beautiful, pock-free skin. Has black eyebrows and blue eyes. And the blue robe that he wears is intricately kind of stitched with yellow finery that marks some. It looks almost like dwarven runes or non-common runes on his back. Looks normal enough.
All right, so I'll sit down beside, and then good evening.
Do I know you?
No, you don't. But me and the boys are looking for a ride into Capelon. Just seeing if anyone has a little extra space on their ship.
Well, if you're looking for a ship, you're talking to the wrong guy. I'm taking a cart myself.
Cart would do if you've got the space. We're really just trying to get into town.
That might be difficult. And he's kind of like doing some internal math. you're going to have to roll a charisma or a persuasion check to see what the outcome of his decision is.
Yeah. Listen, it's just four of us, four crates, and look, we could throw a few bucks your way. We're not looking to disturb too much, just looking to hitch a ride. Well, that'll be my attempted persuasion.
Okay.
11.
He goes, listen, kid, and it's funny because he doesn't look much older than you. Listen, kid, you seem alright. You seem like you don't mean much harm, and it seems like you're, I don't know, you seem cut from a good cloth. Something about you. But, given the importance of what I'm hauling, I really can't afford strangers to be with me right now. You might just be better off hauling tail with somebody else. Sorry, kid.
No, I hear you. We definitely appreciate wanting to keep the haul intact. But if you change your mind, you want to make a little extra coin, that's what we're all doing this for, right? Then let me know.
He does. He made a weird face at that comment.
Yeah. Oh, I could tell that he's not just doing this for coin. Look at the way he's dressed. It's not so. But hey, cheers. You want another one? And I'll just kind of stand up, give him a point, like I'll order him a drink, thank him for his time.
He goes, hitting the hay early, boss, but you know what? I don't know why, but I'm feeling nice right now. And he kind of puts a silver down on the table, and he says, Lou, their next picture's on me.
Thanks, didn't catch your name, stranger.
You promise not to laugh?
No, I don't.
It's, the chain.
It's just.
I'm not looking at the chain. I thought it was going to be
Chain.
Craig spelled normal.
No, it's not
chain.
Craig spelled normal.
Would
Yeah, he
you
goes,
would you pick up a name like that?
maybe a story for if we ever do travel together. But yeah, it's funny but unimportant. And he kind of just smiles and shakes his head. You can roll an insight, or you can try and pry further if you'd like, but he's not giving you anything.
I'm good at this exact moment.
Okay.
And so I'll head back to the table. Chode, any luck?
Well, I got good news and I got bad news.
Just
The
give
good
me the
news
good
is-
news.
The good news is that halfling will, the half orc, will give us passage on his boat, and he's got a crew to help us in case anything goes sideways. He'll leave us alone, and he won't ask anything, but it's 100 gold to take his ship, and he don't take any pay cuts. So
That's a big chunk of change.
Cambrio kind of
That
looks
seems
around
like a lot.
conspiratorially, goes, it's actually 100 gold to pay for passage on the ship. It costs nothing to take the ship.
well, there's guards on his ship right now, but
How many did he tell you how many guards are there?
2 or 3.
What if I told you that I might be able to be very persuasive?
How persuasive is persuasive?
It's at this time that the bard on stage says, "And now for my final song of the night."
Play Wonderwall.
Closing
How
time.
did you know? So we will pick up from Chode and Cambrio, but I will say that things happen regardless of your conversations in this world. If any of you are interested, you look towards the stage, and he says, "It's now the moment you've all been waiting for. My last song." But he lays his lute to the side and pulls up a stool, sits, and then begins fully just casting magic with his fingers. He goes, "It's not so much a song as it is a visual story of an important yet forgotten part of Kumdorian history." Arcane fog begins rising from the stage as the bard seemingly disappears behind the smoke. Suddenly, a flash of light as the title credits come up across this arcane show. "The Cursed Tragedy of the White Wastes." And it's literally like you're watching a movie right now. He begins to speak. He says, "Many years ago, King Thane Stormboot set his eyes on a map and noticed that there was more land to the south of his kingdom. The foggy screen shows the modern island of Kumdor, but the three provinces to the south of Kumdor, Tidalbrook, Deer, and Wyr Gazam, all have distinct individual lines and colors, creating a seeming separation. King Thane was able to coax the halflings and the humans of Tidalbrook into his new kingdom with promises of shared wealth and of glory. The map changes and you can see that the envelopment of Tidalbrook into the northern province of Kumdor, as the illusion shows King Thane, a powerful muscular dwarf with salt and pepper beard, shaking hands with Rosemary Tuliptoe, dressed in her flowery garb. You would know her as the governor of Tidalbrook. It took many years, but eventually Thane was able to absorb the wild men of Deer into the fold as well. You look at the map and it now also envelops Deer to the east, becoming the same color as Tidalbrook and Kumdor. Behind it, scenes of fire and war flash as Thane stands over a kneeling Leonin man. The last province to cultivate was the strangest of all, the White Wastes of Wyr Gazam, and prestidigitation, like fireworks and pops and stuff are going off.
Awesome.
Thane sent out hundreds of families, both dwarven, human, and halfling, out to the wastes. A goal of turning the barren wasteland into a resource for his kingdom. However, only a handful of those families ever returned, and like the fog screen shows like refugees kind of walking and running from like fire and smoke on the horizon. When his messages were ignored by the local government body, Thane sent out a batch of soldiers to investigate. Many of them did not return home either. The few who did reported that the towns had barely been erected. It looked like they'd been only there a month before destruction hit. Many of the families were petrified and turned into stone. Large swaths of soot and dust was strewn around the village, as if buildings had all been set ablaze. Worst of all, reports of a hideous, tentacled monster. Though we cannot know for sure, rumor is that the monster will roam the lands for all eternity, destroying any attempt at colonization of its lands. And then you can see on the fog screen a silhouette of a monster destroying towns and frying families on the fog screen. The last scene on the fog screen looks like the artist's interpretation of the monster. It looks almost like a huge dinosaur with a large set of teeth, 30 tentacles erupting from its head and its body. The performer, with a snap of his finger, ends the magic performance, bows, and says, "Thank you all." There is applause from the individuals. I don't know if you would be clapping at this point.
Jinxie's going to use his trumpet tusk.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he's kind of like taking a bow and stuff and everything on the stage. But you do notice, what is everybody's passive perception?
Let's see.
14.
17.
Okay. At that last sentence where he's describing this monster, and you can see the silhouette of it, and he's trying to make like a big like, "Ooh, this is the spooky part of my story." You can actually tell, Jinxie, that the chain, or I guess you wouldn't know him as the chain, but the blue hooded figure in the back, almost like scoffs at that and laughs, and kind of shakes his head.
Oh, like the whole story kind of thing?
At the whole story,
Okay.
as if like, come on, like you got to be kidding, this is ridiculous. And it's actually at that point that he gets up and walks assumingly up to bed. And it's here that Vengar approaches your table and goes up to Chode and says, "What's it gonna be? Yes? No? We're leaving at sunrise tomorrow, so I need to know right now."
What do we think, guys?
Cambrio hasn't said or done anything since the beginning of this story. And he looks Vanguard dead in the eyes, right? Looks him up and down, looks him dead in the eye, and just goes, "No." And then just turns his gaze away from him and just starts staring off into space.
And he turns around and kind of storms out. And he goes actually back out to his ship. He doesn't go outside. Or he doesn't go upstairs, he goes outside.
Jinxie's gonna lean over to Zed and say, I guess your friend didn't like the show too much. And kind of
I mean, it was a bit over the top. Speaking of that guy, I think if we talk to him in the morning, we might be able to hitch a ride still. He wasn't totally in, but I feel like there's some wiggle room. I figured I'd give him some space, but I think we would get up at the, crack of dawn, and that's good dawn. I always forget
That's
on the
just
switch.
nighttime.
We get up at the crack of dawn. Maybe we could give another crack at it then. Otherwise, I mean, look, for that guy, fucking 100 gold to save us a couple hours, and also, what's to say the threat of hopping on a heavily guarded and weaponized ship is any worse than taking a stroll through the woods? We've made it this far.
What about your plan, Captain?
Your friend didn't like the story, eh?
I mean, I didn't notice. I kind of like do a shoulder check, see that he's not
Can't
there
really,
anymore.
heard the scoff, saw it. Where's his boat?
He doesn't have a boat. He's got a
Even
cart.
better. We're going. And then Cambria turns up and walks out, back towards the carts where the carts were.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty sure we all agreed. I guess if he's left, you wouldn't hear this, but I'm pretty sure we all agreed we're gonna catch some
I'll
rest.
drive. You guys can sleep.
You're back.
Psychic.
Okay.
You hear it
Okay.
in your head as I'm walking out of the bar. I'm just going. You guys.
You're gonna have to explain things a little
I'll
better.
talk
here,
outside,
Gabriel.
guys. I was really hoping that you would follow with me and just be with the captain. But trust me, meet me outside. We're getting out of here.
I'll go get the boxes.
Actually, meet me by the
Jinxie's real on
stables
board.
first. Bring Jinxie.
All right, Zed
Yeah,
and I
okay,
will
yeah,
get
yeah.
the
So
boxes.
there's stables outside, and Joe, you remember where the outside shed was with the boxes. He still hasn't, because it's only been about 40 minutes or so. There's about 15 boxes that he's kind of slowly loading into the shed as you approach. But your boxes are still all outside, so it would be easy enough to kind of collect your boxes without too much of a headache. So we can kind of just say that happens if that's all. Let's pick up at the stables.
All right, so you guys show up. Captain's going to point out to Jinxie. Jinxie, I need you to be a horse.
A
Yeah.
horse?
We're not taking a horse. We're just going to... All right. I owe you guys an explanation. This probably got a little weird. The story's not funny because it's true. My family's was one of the families that went to Wyr Gazam. My family's was one of the few families that actually made it out of there. And we didn't make it out whole. Okay? So this guy's, I don't know, whatever fucking dwarf stick or whatever shit's up his ass, for him to fucking laugh at something that he has no knowledge of the pain or the just devastation this caused. You know when they talked about the petrification? That's real. I saw the bodies. I thought they were statues. And it was fathers holding their children in just anguish on their face forever. So fuck this guy. Fuck his cart. I don't give a shit what he's doing. I'm taking his cart. And if you guys are my crew,
which
like
one's
I
his
hope you are,
cart?
you'll be here with
Aye,
me.
aye.
So there are 4 carts in front of the cabin.
Cambria has a plan for that as well.
So 3 of them look to be kind of cloth covered with not too much refinery on it. There is one that is much larger, fully wooden all the way around, and a lot more fortified than these other carts.
Look, if I was to guess, it's probably
I
this
don't
one.
have to guess.
That guy did not come from a lack of money, that's for sure.
So the storyteller did get one thing wrong. It wasn't just humans and halflings and dwarves who went out there. And as Cambria says the next word, he changes into a copy of the guy at the bar. He goes, "We were there too. Me and my family." And I'm going to walk up to Craig and be like, "I'm actually heading out tonight, and I'm just going to need to grab my cart and go."
So you transformed into the chain?
Into the chain.
Okay, I didn't know if you meant
No.
member. Yeah, sure. He goes, sure, yeah. Let me just, do you want your horses right now, or?
Yeah, actually, I will take the horses. Yeah, we'll be good to go.
Sure. So after a couple minutes or so, 2 large, essentially like war horses, like these big fuckers, get drawn out of the stable. They get hooked up to the cart, and he says, "Oh, did you make some friends in there? What, are they joining your party?"
Yeah, I just, just needed, it's better not being alone out here.
That's great. And you know what? It looks like you appreciate love too, because these lovebirds are just gorgeous. And he lets you go.
Perfect. Still as the chain, I shake his hand and do the French kiss. So just, and then, yeah. And then I look at the boys and I said, "It looks like if we don't need you to be a horse, but if you want to, that's fine. We're out." And Camrio's gonna take the reins.
Okay. Is there anything else we want to do before we end tonight's episode?
Yeah, so Zed is going to climb into the carriage. Or,
No, you're not.
or
It is
on
locked.
top. Sorry, in the front then? What do
Yeah.
we got for seating?
There is one bench along the front that will fit 2 of you comfortably.
Alright. Zed's going to go sit on the bench.
Okay.
And he's going to reach into his bag and he's going to pull out the diary that John gave him. And he's
Okay.
just gonna look at it.
Okay. We will probably start next episode with that, if that's okay. But is there anything else that the 3 of you want to do?
Is there a space for Jinxie and I? Like if it,
No, you would need to
Camrio's kind of whispers to you
essentially
guys,
unlock
just
the back.
fucking unlock him around a few. Just walk beside it for now.
Yep. So you guys make it 100 yards or so from the cabin. You feel like you're in the
Okay.
clear.
And then I'm just gonna tinker with it till it opens with my thieves' tools.
Okay. Please roll me a sleight of hand check and add your proficiency bonus.
So that's a 14 plus 6. That'd be 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So this is going to be the most cliffhangery episode of all time.
Ends with a click.
After
Cliffhanger.
revealing his heritage as a changeling, Cambria unlocks the back of the carriage and opens the door to Cambria. A flood of history and emotion hits you as you see a huge dead beholder in the back of this carriage. This is the monster from Wyr Gazam that you saw as a child. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my! In the
I
back.
fucking called you were a changeling, you bastard.
For anyone who didn't look at my character sheet in the campaign, I appreciate you, because it just says changeling
didn't.
on there.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our podcast, please rate and review 5 stars for the 5 stars of the show. A special thanks to Matthew for designing our map and to Isabel for creating our art. You can find their work on Instagram at Matthews_makings and at Laco Miles, LACOMYLES. Thanks as well to Drew Hewitt and Arcane Anthems for doing our theme and background music. For music you too can use, visit patreon.com/arcaneanthems to add the perfect theme to your home game.